Okay, this is no magic, we're learning this together, it's magical. Let's do question 14. You have 4 diagrams, all show a pair of equal forces acting on a meter rule. So you got meter rule. Which diagram shows forces that provide a couple and 0 resultant force? So the keyword here is you're looking for a couple. The second thing, you're looking for 0 resultant force. So a picture looks like this, and because the forces are not in opposite direction, therefore you do not have a couple. So A cannot be. C, you have only a force upwards, force downwards. So, do you have a couple here? And do you have 0 resultant force? Very interesting question. You do indeed have 2 forces. All acting at the same point, 2 equal forces. Therefore, correct, you have 0 resultant force. But you do not have a couple. Okay, this is quite tricky. Why? Because you do have 2 forces that are moving in the opposite direction. But even with pure logic, you know if the forces are like this, the object cannot rotate because it's completely at the same point. So you can say, or you can use another way to verify this, which is torque equal to a force times perpendicular distance between forces. In this case, you are forced to use this equation. Why? Because distance between forces, notice the distance between the force is equal to 0. Hence, torque is not there, therefore couple is not there. So C is not the answer. What do I mean by there is no distance between forces? It's because the forces, if you change it to a point, it looks like this. In order for there to be a distance between forces, it needs to be at least something like this. And remember, you need perpendicular forces. Okay, perpendicular forces. This one is not seen there, therefore not possible. Then we go to D. D is much more easier because you have force there and a force there. 2 equal forces but not in opposite direction. So you can say it's exactly similar to A but just in a much more different direction. Therefore, not a couple. And now you got B. And B is quite obvious. You have 2 opposite forces. You got distance between the 2 forces. Now we learn something new. In order to check couple, we also must, instead of just 2 equal forces, opposite direction, we must also make sure there is a perpendicular distance between them. So all those are present, so a couple is indeed secured. Resultant force is 0. Why? If you draw a applied mass diagram, you look like this, and therefore you have 0 resultant force here. So again, now instead of 2 we have 3, we need 2 equal forces. We need them to be opposite in direction. And now we need perpendicular distance between them. Distance between. So, I hope you understand this video. You now please repeat and provide me with some feedback.